Everyone has an accent. I have an accent. So do you? I'm an immigrant who has spent nearly as much time in the United States as I have in my home country, Spain. I'm also the director of Dartmouth's language programs in Spanish and Portuguese. When you are learning a language, a marked accent is usually also accompanied by other features, like limited vocabulary or grammatical mistakes. In the classroom, we understand that this is normal, a stage in the development of proficiency. My family back in Madrid would have a hard time understanding the Spanish of my English speaking students in my first semester classroom. It's certainly true that a marked accent can get in the way of making yourself understood. ASL learners and others are well advised to work on their pronunciation. As a teacher, I do try to lead my students toward some version of that flawed ideal, the native accent. One of the ironies in this is that I, along with most of my fellow teachers from the 20 countries now covering Puerto Rico, where Spanish is an official language, long ago shed the specific regional, class-shaped intonations and vocabulary that are, or once were, our native accents. My point is not that we need to forget the aim of easily comprehensible communication. Obviously, that remains the global. But we don't need to set aside the illusion that there is a single true and authentic way to speak. English is a global language with many native and non-native varieties. Worldwide, non-native speakers of English outnumber natives by a ratio of 3 to 1. Even in the United States, which has the largest population of native English speakers, there are, according to one estimate, nearly 50 million people speakers of English as a second language. What does it even mean to sound native when so many English speakers are second language speakers? It is counterproductive to hold native-like pronunciation as the bar you have to clear. Accent by itself is a shallow measure of language proficiency, the linguistic equivalent of judging people by their looks. Instead, we should become aware of our linguistic biases and learn to listen more deeply before forming judgments. How large and how varied is the person's vocabulary? Can she participate in most daily interactions? How much detail can he provide when retelling something? Can she hold her own in an argument? Language discrimination based on accent is not merely an academic idea. Experiments show that people tend to make negative stereotypical assumptions about the speakers with a non-native accent. The effect extends all the way to bias against native speaker whose name or ethnicity reads a foreign. A study shows that when non-native speakers respond to advertisements for housing, their conversations with prospective landlords are more likely to be unsuccessful on average than those of callers without accents. So I hope so I hope you like my accent as much as I like yours.